Hello class and welcome to final week of the class. As you know, today in this week we're gonna focus on the final exam. Let me download the file here. The main reason I'm just videoing this session is just to let you know that what I'm looking for and what you need to do that. Basically I didn't consider to just write the codes, but a lot of you asked me a question and then I decided to add codes here. So basically you have codes. Let me just reduce this voice. Okay. And just need to run the codes and make sure you are practicing more with RStudio, so you are good to go with this final exam. The final exam has 4 questions for main section, but there's a lot of questions on this, so make sure to answer all of the question. And then let's go and start here. This is my suggestion to you. Please let's watch this video. If needed, watch it several times. I expected you to spend between 4 till maybe 8 hours. I put the wide variance because some of you are so good with RStudio, some of you not, so need more practice, but between 4 and 8 for the final exam. So please do not postpone till the last minute. It's not possible to see it only the next weekend and finish this. Second part is, okay, first of all, make sure to fix your codes and have a result for all of this observation, and then go back and then fill these tables and discuss your findings. Okay, this is the final exam. Make sure you download the most updated file. Some of you downloaded from the first day of the class, but make sure to download the most updated file. I don't expect to see any difference in this, but so it's always good to download the most recent file. Okay, let's go and start here. This is the codes. This is the RStudio, right? So you can see in this program, in this code, in this program give you the ability to just save all of your RStudio output to the text file or log file. Basically, if you run the sync command, you don't expect it to see anything in the output. So it's not I'm not recommending you to just start with the sync command at the first. It's good to have it when you run the code one time and make sure you have the same result that I'm showing you in this video, and then go back and run one time all of them together, right? And then you are good to go. Okay, this is the first part. The first question is based on the week 1 exercise. The only difference is here I ask you to add 4 more variables, right? Per capita, hospital beds to the population, percent of population under poverty, percent of female population under poverty, percent of male population, and median household income. I call them socio-economic variable, right? Socio-economic variables should be socio-economic variables. These lines is nothing, so these are socio-economic variables. And you need to report for 2011, 2012, and report the p-value, right? You have n observation, you have mean, you have a standard deviation for 2011, and you have mean and number of observation, mean, standard, and p-value. And basically p-value is the result of the t-test. So make sure to have them all here and then see the other part. Okay, so let's go with the first week. This is based on week 1, but it's not exactly the same. If you already working with RStudio, basically you installed the package, right? So if you install the package, you can just silence the package, the install command, with adding this sign here, right? So if not, you need to install from the first step. Install the package, deploy, and load the package with this command, and then go with the dataset, HOSP dataset. This is the HMGT FinalExam CSV. I'm gonna download this to the class. This file, this command generates the same HOSP dataset. Make sure that this dataset has 2000 observation, not 3000 observation, like the observation you have for the final exam. For the exercise, this is here, see, HOSP 2000 observation, including 27 variables till now. Then look at the variables you have here, right? You have the variables here. If you look at this file, you don't have some of these variables. You need to generate them. This is the way you can generate the variable. First of all, make sure you have the same data, right? I have for 2011 I have 1078 observation, and for 2012 I have 922. So if you have this results, you are good. So that means that you are okay. Make sure to generate per capita variable and benefits right here, and then you need to categorize the data set per year. You can run these variables, get these variables. Yearcat generates data set by grouping the HASP data set to based on the year. And then if you generate this, you can see, okay, run this code, you can see I have two more variables, right? Benefit and per capita. And then I'm gonna go this part so fast because I like you to just see your numbers. Don't copy from here, please. Okay, here, this is this, right? If you run this summarize command, you can see this means here. And basically you have, you need to give more space to this console to have all observation. You know how to do that. Just here and give more space, run one more time, and you are here. Don't ignore this kind of error message here. This error message is back to the deploy package, is not the problem in your computer. And maybe the interface of my computer is different from you. If here I go to the global option, I selected this editor. I don't know which of them you selected. Probably you selected, maybe you have something like this, maybe, I'm not sure. But anyhow, I'm not, if you like to have different color, just you can change it, right? It's very easy. And then we change it, you can just save it. This is the default. Probably you have this text made, apply, and this is okay. Yeah, you have the same thing like this. It doesn't matter, but just in case you wanted to see more. And okay, this is the standard deviation. You know how to add new variables. You don't need to do that, but you know how to do that. You can just come here and just add this, right? Add one more line here. Make sure to close your line, but by parenthesis and comma sign. And then go and for the next part of yours, the data, this part, right? And that comments means you have now means and the standard deviation for 2011 and 2012. You need to go with n, right? N observation. This for that you need to generate two data sets. The first one is hospital 2011. The second one is hospital 2012. So basically, these lines subset the data. And then filter the data by 2011 and 2012, so you can see the result of t-test, right? So and you can use the same data set, the hospital 2011 generated here, right? 1078, and all of these lines you can run all of them together or just step by step. Here see, you can see the t-test. You just need to report the p-value. This is only for the last part, median household income. If you get the same result here, 0.466, it does mean you are in the right direction for this command. And this is for hospital 2011, right? For 2011 compared with 2012, and the mean, it does mean, you know what does it mean, right? It does mean that because it's more than 5% or 0.05, there is no significant differences between median household income in 2011 and in 2012. And okay, this is the t-value. The t-value is less than 1.96. Any number between minus 1.96 and positive 1.96 is not significant. Any number more than that or less than that is significant. This is the other way to go with this conclusion. And these commands give you the number of observation for 2011. You can run all of them here, right here. And if you get the same result here, 1078 for median household income, you are in the good direction. Let me show you something. And if you get the total hospital Medicaid days, 1052, you are good with this part. And this is for 2012. You can run all of them together or just step by step. If you get 922, this is okay. You can see you are good. Let me show you some. Okay, 908 for total hospital Medicaid discharge. Okay, this is this first question. For the first question, okay, what do you have to do in terms of the correct? Okay, significant. Okay, the significant is here, right? You can just look at here any of this number. If less than 5%, you can discuss here. So for example, you say the hospital bed or any, I didn't look at that, but look at them and see if they're significant. But I explained here that the actually at least the median household income is not significant. Just explain that which of them is significant and how do you understand that. So just say, okay, because it's more than 5%, it does mean in the 5% with 95% confidence interval, this is not significant. Okay, okay, this is here, right? All the answer is going to be here for number 2. To report the per capita hospital, you need to divide. Okay, I explained that. I generated this already. Sorry. Based on your findings, in which your hospitals had better performance. Okay, the better performance, you not only need to look at the p-value to see is it significant, also need to look at the means. If the means are bigger in 2012 and the p-value is significant, you can say, oh, the hospital has in 2012 has better performance. This is basically hospitals here have better performance, right? We are not talking about one hospital. Okay, this is here. Read okay, hospital association. Okay, then look at this observation, these tables, this part of tables, and see which of them, for example, per capita hospital beds, percentage of population, percent of female population, which of them changed. And if the change is significant, you can say, okay, the hospital has better performance based on these 13 variables, and the socioeconomic variable changed only based on these 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So, you know, if short, you need to have a short discussion about here. Okay, let's go to Okay, so you can use week 1 exercise code it based on the if you wanted to write your codes, but okay, you can use my codes now. You don't need to just go with that. Okay, the second question here, use the data set for week. No, use the data set from the Excel final exam. This is, I'm gonna fix that and post in the class. And then this is the final exam, right? This is the final exam. Okay, all of them is the final exam. Let me fix that. This is the issue. Let me make sure you are for week 3. The data set provide, okay, use the data set final exam. Use the final exam data sets. I'm gonna save it in class. Please make sure to download this file. The second unit impact, okay. And I said, I didn't say here, but for this sorry, for here even make sure to use the final exam data set. All of these questions for this final exam need to be addressed by the final exam data set. Okay, here the final exam, right? This is the final exam. Compare the following information for, okay, you know, these tables compare the for-profit and non-for-profit household. We had some kind of this example in the class before. For here, so compare the main significant, the same as the table 1, and number, mean, standard deviation. You know how to do that. The variable is the same variable, so you just need to change the data set, right? The data set, I mean, you need to generate 2 data sets based on for-profit and non-for-profit, right? This is here, I have explanation here. 0 is non-for-profit, 1 is for-profit. Okay, 0 non-for-profit. Okay, here 0 non-for-profit and 1 for, okay, these 2. Okay, table group and see. First of all, make sure to see this here. See if you see 0806 1308. If you see this result in your data set, you are good. So then let's generate a data set here based on the, and you know how to do that. You need to summarize that and summarize that here. This is the result. I'm not gonna stay here. You need to generate your data set and see your result, but just look at this Herfindahl index for insurance. This is 10915 for number 4, right? 1 2 3 4, but you need to report only 2. Make sure the 0 is for here non-for-profit, 1 is for profit. Basically you do not need 3 and 4 here. Make sure to report these 2. For example, this part should be here. This is what? This is the standard deviation, right? This is summarized. Okay, this is the standard deviation for, you just need to report here the standard deviation for for-profit or non-for-profit. Let's see. 0 for non-for-profit, 1 for-profit. Okay, the for-profit is here. The last one is Herfindahl index. Herfindahl index. Okay, Herfindahl index. Median household income. Where is the Herfindahl index? We didn't report the Herfindahl index here. Okay, let's see. Total hospital bed, non-paid week hour, or median household income. Okay, this is median household. Oh, household income. Sorry, I made a mistake. Herfindahl. I just went to Herfindahl index. HH index is household income. So 509. This is for this for-profit, right? This is for-profit 1, and you need to report here for-profit is here. this is the standard deviation, like this. And the for profit, this is for here, for non-for-profit. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here based on for yourself. You can go with the other part of code. And the tables, and the table, because we generate the for-profit and non-for-profit, you don't have any problem with that. Here you have 308, right? Most of them is 308, only one 306 for hospital discharge. 308 should be here, for-profit, right? For-profit 308. Okay, that's it. The same for non-for-profit. This is for non-for-profit, and then the question asks you what are the main differences, right? For the main differences, you just need to compare them, p-value, mean, and then if this is significant, you can explain that. Use a box plot and compare hospital net benefit between for-profit and non-for-profit. For this is the box plot, right? This is the box plot, and okay, this is here. This is the box plot here. I didn't show you here how to filter the data. Actually, I don't care about the filtering the data. This is the real data, and I like to see just to show that you are okay to understand the box plot and the concept of the box plot. If you like, you can go and filter and remove the outliers, but it's not required for this assignment. Compare hospital net benefit. Which hospital has a better performance? To answer this question, first compute the hospital net benefit. Okay, we already generated that between teaching and non-teaching hospital. Okay. You can go for the question number 5. This is a little bit confusing here because let me change this. Let me say between for-profit and non-for-profit. I don't like you to just go ahead and just generate a new data set for this. Let's go with this, for-profit and non-for-profit, and it's easy to go, right? You can just, you know how to do that. Hopefully you know that, because this is the variable here. You have net benefit here, right? You can discuss this part based on the finding of the variable here for to answer this question. Overall, what are the main significant differences between for-profit and for-profit hospital? I explained before. You can look at the p-value, you can compare the means and say which of them has a better performance. Okay, we are good with question. Also, I compared here just to show you, if you want to discuss more, you can just have this distribution of data and see. If you like to get an A+, I suggest you to just run this extra code. Okay, the second part of the question is question 3. The question 3 has 3 main question and 3 subtitle, 3 sub question, 1, 2, 3, and okay, 1, 2, okay, it's 7 question almost, maybe, yeah, 8 question. Questions are short paragraph extend. Okay, you know, I shared the data set for week 2 or 3, I believe so. I shared the document with you. Please look at that document and make sure that to explain the Herfindahl index, I need to know you understand the concept of that. And for this question, I like you to just do some ANOVA test here. To perform the ANOVA analysis, you need to have at least more than 2 groups, right? Here in the question 3, you need to have 2 more variables. These 2 variables need to generate them the first one, you need to generate these 2 variables here, because we have on the other part of variables here. So first of all, I need to generate these 2 variables. don't never mind about this type of error here. This is basically because of the software. Then categorize your data set based on the Herfindahl index in insurance, right? Because we have in Herfindahl high competitive market, moderate competitive one, and low competitive market. Okay. We have two type of the Herfindahl index, right? If you go with the names of variables here, right? Names. I'm just showing you. Don't need to see that. We didn't generate this, right? Name of the variables here. Okay. Name of the hospitals. We have two set of Herfindahl index. Herfindahl index for insurance and Herfindahl index for hospitals. I liked you to do the Herfindahl index. I grouped the data set based on the Herfindahl index in a health insurance market, not in the hospital market, to be a little bit different with the class observation. Compare the following between hospital located in high, moderate, and low competitive health insurance market. This is the point. This is the Herfindahl index for market, health insurance market, not the Herfindahl index for the hospital. This is really, make sure to just basically, if you want to generate the code by yourself, you needed to pay attention to this. Okay, run this code. Okay, I need to run this one more time. Group by, and then summarize. Okay, you know how to extend this, right? Extend this and then run the other part. Just to show you are okay with your observation, and just look at these two variables, three variables, right? The zero, and the zero is what? The zero is a high competitive market. I believe in some place I explained that. I didn't explain here. The zero is high competitive market, one is moderate competitive market, and two is low competitive markets. I believe in some point in week in the class I explained that. I don't know which, maybe here. Okay, let's see. I don't remember which. Let me see which of them. I just open file. See, okay, week 2, maybe week 3 video. This is our file. Okay, week 3. Yes, that's it. I'm gonna copy this here for the final exam codes. Right, high competitive market 0, moderate and low competitive markets. Okay, 0, 1, 2. Make sure to report 0. For example, here 0 is here, right? 0 is it mean or the standard deviation? This is the standard deviation. This is for this, just here, and this is for this. Right, and this is for this. I'm just showing you to just make sure you are okay with this. One more thing, that if you don't get the same decimal, this is okay. That's fine. You can just report only the numbers. For example, you can just report this. If for any reason you have a problem, probably you can see something like this. This is okay. You can just report with that. Just report the findings you have. This is completely okay, no problem. One of the classmates posted a code. You can use that code and try. If anyhow, if you find some problem, this is okay for me. You can just report that. Then you need to generate a 3 data set here: high competitive, moderate competitive, and low competitive market. And then, okay, the point is here. Okay, I need to check this, right? I made a mistake here. Let me fix this. it should be based on this HERF index, right? Because we discussed about this. Okay, this is here. I didn't post this code yet, so this is okay, nothing the problem. Let me save this code, and you can see the number of observation here, right? This is hospital bed, payer, intern, system membership, total hospital cost, revenue, benefit, total hospital Medicare day, Medicaid date, Medicare day, Medicaid date, hospital discharge, okay, Medicare discharge, Medicaid discharge, Medicare discharge, Medicaid discharge, socioeconomic variable, per capita beds, and this is it, right? So just make sure, for example, this is 152. For high competitive market, it should be here, 152. And these variables gives you this set of codes give you the moderate competitive, right? The moderate competitive, oh, this is for high, right? The 152 is for here, sorry, this is for here, 152. This is for this, right? This is for this, we have 886. And we have the last one is this one, right? This is 962. I'm not going to show you everything here just because this is FinalExam, right? You need to do it by yourself. The other way, okay, this is finished. Here we have, you can report the mean, right? I didn't report the mean here, so you can report mean here. Here, this is the ANOVA test. So I can run this ANOVA test here. See, and for the ANOVA, I expect you just the important part. Let me just go run all of them. Okay, till 15, right, and explain the last part. Never mind about this kind of problem here. This is okay. The ANOVA is very close to the t-test in terms of the discussion, not in terms of the concept. You just need to report the p-value. You know, the ANOVA is not a p-value, it's a f-value, right? This is here. As you see, I have very long number here. I don't expect you to put all the numbers, just give 3 or 4 decimal, that's fine. But discuss. Your discussion is at least one of these, at least means for one of these markets is different. The ANOVA gives you, let me report the means and then explain one of them here so you are okay with your, let me see the means for the last part and explain this. Okay, the means for Herfindahl, this is for this, right? This is the means, this is the mean for this, and this is the mean for this, and I have the p-value here. I have the p-value here, right? I have means for here is 42, 76, means for here 51, 449, and mean 49, 680. More likely the mean, this mean, okay, 72, 42, 746, right? This one, I don't care about the decimal after this. And this one, the p-value shows that at least one of the means is different, and this is significant, so you need to conclude with that. Oh, I'm gonna go back to the t, right? I was here, so, and this is for this part. Okay, what are the main significant? This is okay. What's the main for high competitive high healthcare market on the hospital revenue and cost? Hospital revenue and cost, you need to discuss these two parts. Make sure what is the result of this and discuss about this. What about the number of Medicare and Medicare discharge? For Medicare and Medicare discharge, discuss about these two parts. Okay. Okay, I explained this how to generate that. If you wanted to do that, please support your finding this box plot. I ask you to do a box plot here. I didn't give you, okay, I believe I give you some box plot. I didn't give you a box plot here. You can do that, right? Please go ahead with your box plot. You can copy from here. We have a box plot here. This is the cost and revenue. This is for profit and not for profit, right? Oh yeah, this is not for competitive market, but you can do that. You can copy the box plot here. Hospital cost, hospital revenue, right? I can copy this too. Hospital cost, hospital revenue. What is this? Why this is the same thing? Okay. You can copy this, or maybe I copy and paste in the class. Okay, this is the box plot here. You want to compare, okay, low, okay, between high and moderate and high and low. Okay, you have two data sets here, right? Okay, you have three valid data sets here. This is here, right? This is the data set you have. I'm gonna copy this. I'm just showing you how to do that. You don't need to copy them from that. Here I have high competitive market here. I'm gonna put the high competitive market here. I want to compare with moderate competitive market. This is the moderate competitive market, right? You can call it figure 323. I need to figure 4, for example. Between what? Between the high equal to moderate. What's the shape? This is the shape, right? Okay, this is it. What the problem is here? The problem is this. Okay. Okay, and there's some problem here. What's the problem here? Unequality should not be a problem. I have to remove this. High competitive market with moderate competitive total hospital cost. Oh, two of them is here. Something has happened here. I'm gonna fix it later. I don't know what's the problem here, so I'm gonna remove this here now. Maybe in the end of the I've explained that. Anyhow, you have the box plot there. You can just copy and paste here, just fix and change the name of data set. You're gonna be okay. Or even you can just report the same data set you have, right? You don't need to just go with the box plot. You can just go with the box plot. Yeah, I go with the box plot and try to fix that. Anyhow, you don't spend a lot of time on this box plot. But you could have your conclusion based on the scatter plot. So I don't like to explain more here. It's going to be a very long video. I will try to fix the code later and put in the class, but try your effort to see what you want to do. Okay, okay, run a regression model. Okay, you, for this part you need to run a regression model. This is the regression model for the question number 3, and see the result and discuss. You know how the result, right? Okay, discuss any of them. As any of them is significant, has asterisk. Based on this observation, benefit is not related to a hospital bed, referral index, total Medicare discharge, and Medicare discharge. The only significant thing, point here is a system membership. You can discuss that, right? Okay. Okay, this is question 3. Let's go to the question 4. The question 4, first of all, need to report this table. This is question 4. You can summarize the data set and see this here. You have them, just report. And you have the mean hospital on and table. Okay, this is the other part. Why I did that for this? Okay, hospital, teaching hospital, non-for-profit, for-profit. Okay, you have bed, system membership, teaching hospital, right? Cost, okay, you have cost here. Total store cost. To have revenue, you do not have revenue here, you don't need to report that. You have teaching, right? The teaching status is here. You don't have revenue, you don't need to report. I'm going to remove that. Teaching Medicare and Medicaid, you have this. Being in a rural area, there is the data set didn't support this. I'm going to remove that from here and upload the class. Per capita bed, you have this, all of them you have here, right? The only problem was here, revenue. I'm going to remove that from here. Okay, for-profit and non-for-profit. This is for for-profit and non-for-profit, right? You can just report the numbers here. You don't need to report the means. You can report the means, basically. Means is here, right? You report these numbers. So 1.39. And the observation for for-profit, what is the observation for for-profit? The for-profit is 1, right? 308. 308. And the mean is 1.39. The 1.39 for all of them, you can report that. And for the standard deviation, you can see, let me report something like this, right? Standard deviation 1.31, 1.39. Okay, and your table is complete. And then you go to the models. I have to go faster, it takes so long. How long does it